When you've got a group that's ready to start, you need to get them all on the same page. Meet the chairperson of the 2008 Start Waccamaw Area Heart Walk, coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the new offices of the Waccamaw Division of the American Heart Association here on 44th Avenue North in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on Start Waccamaw Area's Heart Walk for 2008, and we're visiting with its chairperson, Glenda Page, the Chief Executive of Human Resources with Horry Telephone Cooperative. Thanks so much for coming in this morning, Glenda.
Thank you.
How about this tremendous setup, these new offices here on 44th Avenue? Yeah. You've been here before?
No, this is my first time.
It is amazing to think
beautiful.
about the improvement, not to take anything away from the many, many hours logged there at the 501 location over a 15, 20-year period, but to finally have nice new digs, it's really a nice setup here. We've been here all week, kicked off the week with Ryan Hannon, who I think is working diligently with you on the walk. A lot happening.
Yes, he is. He's a hard worker.
Oh yeah, 5.5 months away. You all have set the date already, right?
Yes, October 18th.
Okay, October 18th, and I see some pretty aggressive goals for the walk this year.
Yes, we're really excited about the goals for this year, and I hope that we not only achieve them, but exceed them.
Yes, I'm sure you will. Real quick about yourself, Glenn, are you originally from the area?
I'm from Aner.
You're an Horry County native, yes.
Yes.
Wow. And so have you left the area ever, or you just stayed here in Horry County?
Pretty much been here.
Is that right? How long have you been with the Horry Telephone Cooperative?
July will be 24 years.
Is that right? Wow, month after next.
Mm-hmm.
How exciting. Golly, a lot going on. HTC has been a great supporter of course, the Heart Walk year after year. I think I've seen their support this past weekend at the Coastal Carolina University when the March for Babies was held. There's a good Horry Telephone Cooperative contingent out there. HTC's been involved in a lot.
HTC is involved in a lot of organizations in helping, charities. Our employees are just very dedicated and willing to help out in any way. We're very proud of them.
Right, absolutely. What prompted you to join HTC 24 years ago, Glenda?
I was right out of school, and it seemed like a good company to work for, and I plan on retiring there.
Yeah. Over the 24 years, have you been in, clearly as the Chief Executive of Human Resources, you've been involved in lots of aspects of the company.
Absolutely. I've seen the company grow an extreme amount in that time frame, and I've done a lot of different jobs there. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy working in human resources because it gives me an opportunity to help people, which is exactly what the American Heart Association is all about as well.
Oh, absolutely. And HTC is probably a lot larger than a lot of people recognize. I think you shared earlier this morning, it's 700 plus people working out there?
Yes, we have about 765 employees right now.
Is that right? Spread out all over, and you all have a good-sized presence in both counties, in Horry and even stretching into Georgetown County.
Yes, we do.
That's tremendous. What prompted you to get involved with this year's Heart Walk, Glenda?
Well, my father passed away at age 51, so it's very near and dear to my heart. My mother has high cholesterol. So it's very prevalent in my family, and it is the #1 and the #3 killer in our nation. And so anything that we can do to help raise funds that will go towards research to help those people with heart disease, I think is a very worthwhile cause.
Oh yeah, very definitely, and it really does impact a heck of a lot of folks. You said the #1 and #3 killer, heart disease and stroke.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Son of a gun, that's amazing when you think about that. And the impact in Horry County is probably equal to some of those national trends. Very high incidences of both heart disease and stroke.
Yes, and the sad part is I think that we have come to accept heart disease. When we see someone with cancer or a childhood illness, we are very hurt and want to reach out to those. But with heart disease, we tend to just accept it. And with all the people that do have heart disease, we need to make people aware that it is a disease and that, we can do some things to help.
Sure. Right behind us, that start sign right here on the wall highlights that the Heart Walk, I think, is a celebration of what's happening throughout the year. And the START programs, Ryan talked about some of those on Monday, a lot of events going on throughout the year to highlight particularly some of the companies with fit and friendly environments. Real quick, I think HTC is, if not the only one of the only ones, maybe even the only one in Horry County. Is that correct?
HTC is the only certified fit-friendly company in Horry and Georgetown County. We started our initiative in 2007.
Right.
We have implemented a lot of wellness initiatives with employees, and it has been very well received. We're very excited about the results.
Yes. What are some of those, when a company that large, you've got folks and folks with differing schedules during the day that are out clearly either installing lines or helping out in phone or cable or data or otherwise, just a lot happening there. What are some of the programs that y'all were able to institute that have really taken on fast and furiously?
We partnered with a local organization to come in and do assessments on our employees, and of course it was a volunteer basis, but we had 90-some% participation.
Is that
so
right?
We're really excited about that. It was an assessment on their physical and their heart health, obviously, not just heart, but their overall health. And they came back with the results and a lot of education on what to do to improve the areas that they needed to improve in. We have a walking area at our corporate location, and we encourage employees to walk, to exercise on a regular basis. They keep a log of that, and then there are incentives that are given out for those results.
That's wonderful, yes.
Incentives
are always a nice thing for a fit-friendly environment. That's
in the first 6 months of our new endeavor, we, as a company, lost 1,600 pounds.
Oh, come on.
So that was exciting.
That is exciting, yes. Particularly, and 765 folks, and you said there was a 90% participation.
Actually, it was a little over 90%.
That's some good peer pressure for the other 8 or 9% who are straggling along. I'm sure they're thinking about getting involved as the program continues to ramp up.
We did a smoking cessation program where we encouraged people to quit smoking, and brought in someone to assist with that.
Right.
And we haven't gotten the results back from that yet because you have to give it a certain amount of time to make sure the person has indeed quit. But that is one of the number one things that you're encouraged to do to improve your heart health, is if you're a smoker, to quit smoking. So we're hope that we're going to have had really good results with that as well.
And that's probably a pretty big deal at Horry Telephone Cooperative, where there have been service for many years on the other side of the waterway, albeit spreading over here where there's a lot of farm area and a lot of folks that grew up in farming communities, oftentimes where growing even tobacco was a big issue over the years. So probably folks that if they were ever introduced to cigarettes, it may have been a friend, a family, a loved one, and somebody that may have been doing it for years and years, and possibly very difficult to give up. Clearly HCC is growing and expanding to both sides of the waterway, and y'all have really made a big presence over here as well.
Yes. We had one employee who said that he had smoked since he was 7 years old.
No.
And has quit. So we have had some successes that we know about and that we're really excited about.
That is tremendous. Age 7.
Age 7.
Wow, Glenda.
It's unbelievable.
Exciting. That is unbelievable. Of course, a big push this year to focus on October 18th, and you all have a new location, I think, for the Heart Walk.
Yes, we're very excited. It's going to be at Market Commons this year.
Right.
Beautiful location over there. I think the walk is going to be tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully the weather will hold out for us on October 18th.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope that we have a huge, huge walk.
Yes, it is a great, and of course Valor Park right over there for the kickoff, I think I saw. And it's a 3-mile stretch?
Yes, it'll be a 3-mile walk. But those who don't feel like they can walk 3 miles, that's okay too. You can walk what you can walk.
Right. Right, just to get out there. And you shared the goal is almost $250,000, $200,000. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
A heck of a lot of funds that have to be raised, and principally to go into heart disease, fighting heart disease and stroke. Obviously, what are some of the programs that they have set up on the local level? Have you and Ryan gone into that, or the crew gone into some of the programs that are set up to help fight heart disease and stroke on the local level?
About 80 cents on the dollar is given to research to fund heart-related disease, cardiovascular disease. So the funds are being put back into research that will help with the disease long term.
Very important. That much going back into research is critical. Critical. A lot of the research dollars spent here in South Carolina in some of the research institutions. I think I saw in 2007 alone north of $3 million reinvested back into South Carolina into research.
Yes, it is.
It's wonderful.
It's very important.
Glenda, what about, have you got any of your family members or otherwise gotten involved? Do you have family here in the area?
I do. I have 2 teenagers.
Oh,
and,
boy. Well, that's a job in and of itself, yeah.
They both attend Aner High School, and they're very supportive in all the endeavors that I do. So
right?
They're excited about the Heart Walk, and I'm sure that they're going to be getting some of the other students motivated to help out as well.
Aner High School, and seeing all the high schools hopefully in the area wrap around. Oftentimes I think the schools jump rope for heart has got to be a real big program in lots of area schools, Horry County schools, and so I'm sure there's other activities they can be involved in on the American Heart Association side, but the Heart Walk is surely something. We saw a tremendous turnout of elementary schools this past Saturday at the March for Babies out at Coastal Carolina University. So to think that 5.5 months from now folks can be fighting something they would experience later in life, heart disease and stroke possibly, as well as youngsters that are recognized with heart issues now, cardiovascular disease issues. It's great to think about high school students getting involved.
Absolutely. My son was born with a heart problem as well, so
really?
It, like I say, it's very near and dear to my heart.
Glenda, you know, as we think through, as you said, a 3-mile walk and having to have a lot of folks out there, what are some of the things that y'all will be doing over the next 5.5 months? Are there some strategies that you get into play for viewers who may not have been to a walk before? What exactly happens out at the walks, and who are some of the folks that attend? How do y'all raise the dollars?
Well, that's a big question
there.
Yeah,
excuse me. I'll break that down. How do y'all go about raising dollars to get to the $200,000?
There are sponsorships, obviously, from corporate sponsorships. That's one of the ways. And then the walkers actually raise funds as well to bring to the Heart Association the day of the walk, or actually turn it in a little ahead of time. But and then there are some prizes and things given out for the one who raises the most funds and that kind of thing. But the second part of that question was the day of the walk. It's a lot of fun. If you've never participated in the Heart Walk, you really should come out and join us, because it is a fun day. There are lots of things going on at the walk in addition to just the walk. But and hopefully this year we're going to have some people there to do blood pressure screenings and things like that. That will certainly be an added benefit to those of us who need to keep those things in check.
Oh, absolutely. All area hospitals want to be a part of that, getting out on a day like that. I think year after year you all have had more than 1,000 folks out there. It's been a tremendous celebration, whether at the beach there at the former pavilion area or out at Broadway at the beach for the last couple of years. Big turnouts for the walk. You said this will be the first year out at the Market Common.
Yes, and I think we'll have a good turnout for that, because it is a beautiful place to walk, and I think people will really enjoy it.
You all have some new sponsors this year as well for the walk. Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Some spectacular sponsors. Of course, I saw a list of some of those, even Barefoot Landing, I think Time Warner Cable, the Jackson Companies. I don't know if you know all of them. Don't want to put you on the spot because there's so many. But McCaffrey Interest there, the folks who have built out the Market Common, a great partnership with them. So, of course, HCC again. It's nice to have your involvement there, and the Melting Pot. Any others that stick out in your mind?
Brian has just done a phenomenal job
Oh,
with
yeah.
getting sponsorships, and I would hesitate to even
Yeah,
try and mention all
he, of course,
those.
highlighted a lot of those Smith, Sapp, Bookout, Crumpler, and Callahan, I believe, this week. I think he also mentioned on Monday, you all have a great chair-elect for
Yes.
for the Heart Walk and for Start Waccamaw area.
Yes, Dr. DeCenzo is going to be our chair-elect, and I'm really excited about working with him over the course of the next several months. I think he will be a great chairperson next year.
Yes.
And hopefully he's going to be able to get Coastal Carolina University involved.
Right.
And so I think the number of walkers will certainly increase this
Right.
year. So we're really excited about that, and I think that Dr. DeCenzo is also excited about the prospect.
Oh, yeah, and the Coastal Carolina connection. Before you got your MBA there at Winthrop University, I believe you're a graduate of your alma mater as Coastal.
Absolutely.
So that's
And
even
I
a bigger
attend all the
connection there.
games.
Is that
and
right?
Planning to go to Penn State this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we had Coach Bennett with us last Friday. He and Matt Hogue from Coastal Carolina, the Associate Athletic Director, obviously promoting this past Saturday's March for Babies. But I think he had talked about even Clemson next year, so
Yes.
on Halloween. You all have some big events on the football side.
We really do.
which is
Really
very
looking
exciting.
forward to it.
Yeah, and for you having attended the same school where your children are now attending for high school, and then staying in the county to attend Coastal Carolina, must be a great feeling to see some of the expansion in the area.
It is, and both my children have attended all the games, and they're planning on going to Coastal themselves.
Is
So,
that right? They're already thinking that. What are their ages, Glenda?
my son is 17. He's a junior, so he is planning to go into the music program at Coastal.
Really?
My daughter is 15, soon to be 16. She'd never forgive me if I didn't say that. And she is planning to go into the medical field, but she wants to spend her first 2 years at Coastal, and she wants to be a Coastal cheerleader.
Is that right? I think so. You've been involved in as a cheerleading coach maybe for 6 or 7 years.
Since she was 5.
Is that right? How exciting! That must be a great way to keep yourself young, surely, by spending a lot of time with youngsters and.
Yes, I'm very involved with youth, from my church to school to all the activities I do involve youth. I love working with youth and mentoring them.
Oh yes, the Chief Executive for Human Resources, and obviously taking on big volunteer opportunities like this. How do you have time for anything, Glenda?
I guess we all have 24 hours in a day. It's a matter of how we use them.
You just make time. You had shared with us earlier this morning about one of your favorite hobbies, photography. Do you mind sharing with viewers about what you do with photography?
Certainly. I took a class probably 10 years ago and realized that I really had a talent for photography. So I just said that if since I have this talent, I want to use it for the benefit of youth. And I take mostly just teenagers, and I will take them in, people with a low self-esteem who just need some building up, need to understand how beautiful they are. And me and my daughter fix them up and do their hair, their makeup, their clothing, and we take pictures, and then we give those pictures to them.
Really?
And we've had some real success in that, and it's a very rewarding experience.
Oh, I bet. Is that all over the county, or principally in the Ainer area, or
I have
all over
sources.
the country? Yeah.
I have sources who work with youth, and when they have a youth that they just feel like needs uplifting, they will call me and say, Glenda, I'd really like for you to work with, so-and-so. And so I take them in and just try to uplift them and make them feel better about themselves.
That is tremendous, and a great experience for your daughter to be a part of that as well. Has she gotten the photography bug at all, or your son or husband, anyone else, or is this just a mom and a daughter?
My son likes to take pictures, but not at this level. He likes to take action shots, but my daughter doesn't do much photography. She is the social one, so she usually brings, when the kids come in, she makes them feel comfortable and at home, and just sets them at ease, and we have fun. We'll take an entire afternoon just to take pictures of one person.
Really?
And she's just, she's really good with them,
Yeah.
and just kind of makes them feel at ease, and which always makes the photographs turn out better.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
a good partnership.
That is wonderful. I saw you've also been real active in your church there in Gallows Ferry.
Yes.
So there's a good bond, as you said, a real mission opportunity with the photography, both from a Christian perspective as well as the human perspective of providing that benefit to build their self-esteem. But surely a church setting is another great venue. Is it? I'm not even going to look down, but I think it was a number of years there, even with the Vacation Bible School.
I am on my 11th or 12th year of Vacation Bible School director.
Really? Yeah. So it'll be a busy summer as well for that.
Yes.
How exciting, Glenda. That is wonderful. We got about 5 minutes, and of course a real focus is October 18th, but a lot that has to happen over the next 5.5 months. Is it teams, or is it individuals? Is it people just going out on their own? Or do they oftentimes, HCC I suspect will have a big team out there, and many of the sponsors here. Is this something you all have been doing year after year? Do you have certain things you do and always do that way?
It's sort of a combination of all the things that you mentioned. Certainly in a corporate environment, you're going to have a team, but we try to keep the teams to about 10 people per team.
Okay.
So there, HTC will have quite a few teams to work with. But there can be individuals as well. Lots of individuals go out on their own and try to raise money for the Heart Association, and usually it's because it means something to them. They've had a loved one that they've lost, or perhaps they've had heart disease of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the smaller corporations, may have one team within the organization. So
Right.
it's sort of a combination of all of the above.
Mm-hmm. So lots of large companies have multiple teams.
Yes.
And some of the events that they may have, is it much like some of the other marches or walks in the area? Some bake sales or blue jeans days, or no? Is it?
Well, our big fundraiser at HTC is casual days. We have casual Fridays,
Right.
and we allow employees to wear jeans on that day and sort of dress casual. And they wear a sticker so that our customers know that this isn't the way we normally dress, but that we are raising funds for the American Heart Association. And we normally raise about $10,000 doing that, and for about a 13-week period. So this year we're hoping to expand that a little, since we're chairing the Heart Walk, and we're hoping to raise about $15,000 that way.
$15,000.
Yes.
That is tremendous, Glenda. And y'all are involved in so many activities. HCC is a company truly in a giving back mode, aside from being an amazing cooperative and surely having all the members that benefit from being tied into HCC. But y'all, in a giving sense, are constantly giving back to the community.
Like I said earlier, we're so proud and so fortunate to have the employees that we have. Our employees are very compassionate. They have a heart. Anytime one of our employees has a family member or something that is ill or going through, some disease or something, our employees get behind them and really help out. And when the HTC brings something like the Heart Association to the employees, they really embrace it and are ready to help out in any way that they can. So we have a great group of employees, and we're
Yes.
very excited and proud of them.
Speaking of helping out, I saw Nicole Hyman recently on River Talk highlighting the Real Kids program, which is tremendous. The one that HCC really wrapped around, I guess, kicked off to
We did.
recognize children throughout the county and their teachers. Amazing.
That's really a big event for us, and I look forward to it every year. Nicole does a wonderful job with that, and I think it recognizes some of those underprivileged, and maybe not just underprivileged, but kids who have gone through a really hard time and have overcome those obstacles, and that's what it's all about. And it's always a wonderful event to attend. If you haven't attended one, it's usually very heart-wrenching.
Yes, yes. Bring your Kleenex. Bring your
Yes.
tissues. Excuse me. An amazing day and series of days. I mean, everything that has to happen there to make that successful.
She also does the Hometown Heroes,
Oh, wow.
and it is always a wonderful event as well, recognizing some of those unsung heroes in our communities that just do so much for our area and for our communities and for our youth, our children, and that's a wonderful, wonderful program Nicole heads up.
Absolutely. You know, we don't oftentimes think about children as it relates to heart disease and stroke, but that surely, as we set the stage for them to have healthy lives, a lot comes back to children. Whether you're doing this for your own children or for the community or just for HCC in general, what really drives you here on this, Glenda, to take over? This is going to be a lot of volunteer hours over the next 5.5 months, just getting ready for the big celebration on October 18th.
Well, as I said, my father died at 51 of a heart attack, and my son had a heart issue when he was born. Thankfully, he is fine. But it's not just for my family, it's for all of those out there. Heart disease among children is very prevalent, and with the obesity problem that we have in our youth today, it is certainly going to increase if we don't do something. And so I think that education is very important at this stage, to educate our young people on how they need to eat, that they need to be active, have a more active lifestyle. We have so many things that keep kids sedentary today, sitting in front of a TV and playing video games and that kind of thing, when years ago we used to be out playing basketball or tag or those kind of things that kept us fit friendly. And we've got to get back to that. We've got to encourage the youth to get out and be more active, and hopefully that will improve our chances of improving in the cardiovascular disease line.
Absolutely. Glenda, we've run out of time. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Very definitely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Glenda Page, the chairperson of this year's START Waccamaw Area Heart Walk, coming up next. You heard Glenda talking about the sedentary lifestyle. She was talking about kids, but it's everybody. It's all of us. You're sitting here the last 30 minutes sitting down watching Carolina People and enjoying her highlight this big event, October 18th, Valor Park at the Market Common, 843-282-2931 or AmericanHeart.org, 282-2931. Give them a call, see how you can be a part of making a difference in the fight against cardiovascular disease. Glenda Page, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Absolutely.